Guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Teppo. Hopefully by the end of this episode, I'll have put a smile on your face and maybe, just maybe, you learn something along the way. Oh, and by the way, this episode sponsored by Artgrid. But more on that later. We're gonna talk all about Artgrid and editing and Final Cut Pro X today. Thought I was gonna leave the camera? No way. Time to get to work. Hey, just curious, who of you guys listen to audiobooks? Because I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks and I would love for some more suggestions. Got a 40-minute car drive each way, so it leaves a lot of time to listen to audiobooks. Right now, listening to a book called Help I Work With People by Chad Veach. You know, just mentally preparing myself to work with Matti for another day. Just kidding, we actually get along very well. But the book does help for things at home. You know, happy wife, happy life. Right? Right? For all you guys married, right? Anyways, post your audiobooks down there. I would love to know what you're listening to, so I got some more books to listen to this year. I should probably start driving. I'm gonna be late to work. Chatting with you. Alright, bye Derek. Oh, my friend called me in the middle of my audiobook listening. Man, it always is so enjoyable to catch up with old friends. Derek was a mate of mine in Australia when we were studying there. So nice to have lifelong friends across the world. We're really late. We gotta get to the office. Let's film this video to the end and enjoy a nice work day with my brother Matty. Look at all this junk. Well, not really junk. We got the one wheel, rollerblades, windshield washer fluid, lunch bag. Man, beautiful day. Birds are singing, sun is shining. It's gonna be a good day. Oh, third time's the charm. I was literally panicking there for a second thinking, am I gonna have to just wait in the car till Matti gets here or call and be like, come open up the office at 8 in the morning. Luckily opened. These stairs, they get me every single time. I guess it's good to get the heart pumping, you know, to start the day. For real, you guys don't know, but there's a lot of stairs to walk up always to come to the office. Let alone carrying like a one wheel or something. Right now I just have backpack and lunch bag for my wife. Thanks, Vera. Ooh, right away, Red Bull fridge is just staring at me and calling my name. Wait, no. A lot of you guys were saying that Red Bulls are extremely unhealthy, so I'm gonna fight this urge. Or try to, at least. Who are we kidding me? Red Bulls are way too good to not enjoy. Okay, let's at least go for the diet one. Less sugar, right? It's probably more unhealthier, but it won't get me fat. Ah, delicious. If you guys don't like Red Bull, what do you guys drink? Love to hear in the comments below. What is your favorite energy drink or drink that just freshens you up? Is good? Comment below. Enough blabbering and filming this early morning stuff. Let's get into the office side and talk about what we're going to be talking about today. So last year in July, something really exciting happened. The Canon R5 was released. Now for the longest time I was waiting for an update to the Canon camera lines, and before that I was using the Canon EOS R, which was a great camera, but it didn't have enough oomph to it, you know? It didn't have 4K full frame, it didn't have the 4K 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second that I was looking for when it comes to epic B-roll. It didn't have IBIS, all these things were missing, and then the Canon R5 was released. And I was so excited to buy this camera. It was the first camera that I had bought in a long time that was a big investment for me. Now, that initial excitement and joy that came from buying this camera quickly turned into me wanting to just pull my hair out, and let me explain why. So the reason why buying the Canon R5 went from pure joy and excitement to me pulling out my hair all the time was because the Canon R5 footage was just so hard to work with. Now, I have a pretty good 16-inch MacBook Pro with pretty good specs, so it's a fast computer. It should handle editing, right? Well, with the Canon R5 footage, definitely not. It was just skipping so much in Premiere. I wasn't able to edit the footage at all, and it just was causing so much stress to my workflow when it came to editing weddings and YouTube videos. I was having to create proxy files every single time I filmed a YouTube video, wait for those proxy files to be finished, edit with them, and even when editing with the proxy files in Adobe Premiere, still it was skipping. It wasn't a smooth experience editing with the Canon R5 footage. But if I'm honest, I hadn't really used any other programs before. I had never edited with iMovie or Final Cut Pro X or with DaVinci, and like my brother said in a video recently, I am a late adopter on things. I don't like change. I don't like adopting a new program or updating my computer. So the idea of learning a new editing program was just not even in question. I wasn't even considering it that could be a solution for my problem. And then a few weeks ago, even on my brother's really expensive Mac Pro, the footage from Sony in Adobe Premiere was starting to lag and be choppy and really hard to edit. And then we started thinking, wait a minute, the Canon R5 is slow on Premiere, the Sony footage is slow on Premiere. Maybe it's not all the camera's faults. So then we decided to test out Final Cut Pro X again. Now Matti has tried it a few times and has gone back and forth, but I honestly maybe have used Final Cut Pro X once in my life. So for me, it was a bit daunting at first at the idea of trying a new editing program. But then once I just, went full on and just tried it out, literally probably within a day or two, I was able to, adjust the settings in Final Cut Pro X to be similar to what I was used to in Premiere when it came to keyboard shortcuts and all that stuff. And then just every time I would have a question, I would just go on YouTube, literally write my question down for what I want to learn, and I would probably right away find a tutorial or some sort of instructions about Final Cut Pro X. So there was a lot of material out there to learn and to help you adjust to Final Cut Pro X. And man, am I glad that we decided to switch over to Final Cut Pro X and for me to take the time and learn and adjust to that, because not only has my editing time for Matti and his channel gone exponentially faster, but as well for my channel alone. I was having trouble editing and filming one video a week for my own channel just because it was so laggy and slow editing on Premiere, but now when I go out and film and I just throw it into Final Cut Pro X, the footage is so easy to edit with in Final Cut Pro X. It's not lagging at all. And something that's even crazier is the export times. When we were editing with Adobe Premiere, if we edited and then exported a video and say it had a mistake, there was a lot of times where we're like, we don't have time to re-export out the video. We need to get that video online and posted, which kind of sucked. Even for me as an editor, I didn't want the final product, even if it was for Matti's channel, to have any mistakes. But because Adobe Premiere's export times were like sometimes hours, and when we go and export on Final Cut Pro X, sometimes it's like 17 minutes, 10 minutes. And I don't know enough about the engineering behind Final Cut Pro X or about the program itself, but something is going on in that program that just speeds up the final export. Maybe it's the fact that it's continuously rendering in the background always, and maybe that's as well helping with the playback time of the footage. But man, if you've never used Final Cut Pro X, I would highly suggest trying it out. And I'm not even sponsored by Apple to say this. This video is actually sponsored by Artgrid. You like how I snuck this little ad in here? Hopefully you guys don't mind. If you guys haven't yet heard about Artgrid, Artgrid is an amazing service. They're a stock footage site with thousands of clips of really current, dynamic, really epic cinematic looking footage. And the best part about Artgrid is that once you sign up for their subscription, you are licensed for everything worldwide to use this footage. So you can, sign up for Artgrid, download footage, use the footage for any kind of commercials, YouTube, anywhere you want to use this footage, you're licensed to do that. And guess what? The price to use Artgrid is only $50 a month, and that's so that you can download anywhere from 4K to 8K footage in log and raw. So you're just getting the most high quality footage to use for your projects for only $50 a month, licensed completely. In some ways, Artgrid sounds too good to be true, but it's not. I really enjoy using their footage a lot of times in my commercial work and as well on this YouTube channel. If you haven't checked out Artgrid yet, I'll make sure to link it below in the description. And if you use that link, you get 2 months extra free when you sign up through that link. So that's a nice little bonus from Artgrid. All right, let me download some clips from Artgrid and let's open up Final Cut Pro X and show you actually how good the program is rather than me just talking about it. How does that sound? Double whammy. At the same time, you see some epic footage from Artgrid and you learn why I'm loving Final Cut Pro X. I think I have a problem. Every time I jump on Artgrid's website, I find one good clip and then I'm like, oh, I want that clip as well, and that clip, and that clip, and that clip. And I ended up downloading like 30 clips when I only need 5 clips to show you guys just how good Final Cut Pro X is. But download a whole bunch of clips, 4K, raw, really high quality clips, and I'm going to show you how smoothly they edit and how quickly they import and all that stuff into Final Cut Pro X. So I'm going to open up Final Cut Pro X and then I'm going to import the footage into the program. Lovely footage from Artgrid. So I downloaded a lot of surf shots because I secretly hope I was a surfer. And here you can see in kind of like my library, there's all the clips here. And I really like this because before in Premiere, I would just throw all these clips in there into the timeline right away and from there look through. But here now I can kind of figure out what kind of sequence I want right away. So, here we have this sequence of shots. Another thing that I love about Artgrid, they always film their clips in sequence and not just one clip. So here I have guy jumping off the cliff. It's pretty epic. Here, guy standing at the water. So I'm gonna start with a walking shot just to kind of introduce that we have dope amateur mistake. I'm gonna make first a timeline project. Okay, now we can throw this clip in here. This guy's walking. Then I'm gonna cut the end of that clip and do a walking shot of him from behind. So we got the walking from low. Then we got from behind. Then we're gonna do this one where it's kind of just him facing out. And then this one, him looking into the water. And maybe then this one where he's just standing. Let's see how this sequence goes. So we got a shot of him walking on the beach, from behind, from looking to the side. That one felt a little bit awkward. I'm gonna switch that one out. So going from the side. Now him just standing here. Maybe we look. Yeah, do that. Looking to the side. From the side shot. And then we're gonna go. I'm not gonna show his chest because it's kind of awkward. I'll show his little nipples. From here, side shot, and then the board and facing out into the water. He's ready to go out surfing. Cut that. And now if I had some surf shots, I would put a surfing shot. I have this one where they're coming out. But you get the point. Notice while I was scrolling through this footage, not skipping at all, not a beat. Perfect, smooth playback. And I definitely wasn't getting this in Premiere, not with proxy files, but definitely not with just the raw footage from a camera. And this same playback feel is with the R5 footage, with the Sony footage, with all the cameras that we've been using. Final Cut Pro X has been so smooth when it comes to playback. And something simple as just smooth playback and just responsive cutting has actually cut down my editing time probably hours. And not to mention just the lack of crashing with Premiere. It was crashing so often that I was just like getting so frustrated, and I haven't had any of that with Final Cut X yet. So if you guys haven't yet tried Final Cut X, whatever your biases or opinions might be, if you're struggling with the editing program that you're using right now, I would highly suggest trying out Final Cut Pro X. Alright guys, in no way was this a tutorial on how to use Final Cut Pro X. There are so many better teachers out there and tutorials, so just go search the land of YouTube and you will find a lot of great tutorials on how to set things up in Final Cut Pro X, how to edit. Pretty much any question you have, you write that on YouTube or in Google, you're gonna find the answer to your question. So in the end, if you wanna switch over from Premiere or from any other program to Final Cut Pro X, all the answers are out there. You just gotta research and look for them, and you will get the flow of things when it comes to editing in Final Cut Pro X. But this is me explaining why we switched from Premiere to Final Cut Pro X, because, well, I know for you guys, a lot of you guys are interested in what kind of gear we're using, what kind of software we're using to make our videos, and this is a little behind the scenes of what the process has been. For all of you guys who are Final Cut Pro X users, I would love to hear from you guys what plugins you guys are using, what plugins you're using to do 2D tracking, 3D tracking, animations, any other helpful plugins or LUT packs, whatever you guys are using. I would love to hear and see what you're using. So comment below in the description, and as well, at the end, I just want to say thanks to Artgrid for supporting this channel. Click that link in the description, sign up, get 2 months free, enjoy all that stock footage that you can use for all your future projects. Fully licensed, worldwide, no hassles, all taken care of for you. All right, again, filming these videos in the morning before I start my workday for my brother Maddie. Should probably head and take care of the real work. The reason why I moved here to Canada, to work for my brother. Alright guys, really appreciate having you a part of this journey. Hopefully this video did put a smile on your face, and hopefully you learned something new. Have a fantastic rest of your day.